What is going on, everybody? I am here with Mr. Troy Hill. Troy, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. So this audience, this came about because we're in a group chat with some other podcasters and YouTubers, and we started talking hip hop. And I'm like, I got to get to know this guy because this guy seems super cool. So tell everybody about yourself.
Well, my name's Troy Hill. I have a YouTube channel. I review movies. Big fan of hip hop. Kind of grew up through, I guess, all the phases. I mean, I'm 50. Hip hop's now 50 years old, so I've kind of been there through the whole thing, and here I am, the ups and downs, and I'm going to claim part of the 50 years of hip hop too, since I dealt with trying to find hip hop back in the day, and people tell me hip hop wasn't going to last, and all these other different things, and here we are. So,
dude, I hear you on that. I don't know where my love of hip hop came in from or anywhere, because my parents didn't listen to it, and I grew up in the suburbs, and it wasn't popular in the suburbs until like 97-ish is when people started to pay attention to it a little bit there. And so I don't know where it came from, but I've been listening since I was 5. I love the sound, the rapping, the poetry. I've fallen in love recently. One of the reasons I like Eminem, and we'll get into all that, is I like the wordplay. I like wordplay in music, and there's a lot of rappers that do that, and they do it very, very well. And one of them started with Rakim. I'm ashamed that I didn't listen to Rakim until much later in life.
Yes, yeah.
How does he get left off of top 5 lists? Well, one, I don't think saying that somebody is the greatest rapper of all time is really fair, because each era of hip hop is so vastly different. It's hard to compare what Run DMC did to what like Kendrick Lamar is doing now. It's all so vastly different. It's the same genre, but it's different.
Yeah, but I think there should be different tiers to a list as far as especially so far as greatest MCs go, because I think it just means each level kind of means something different, So, I mean, yes, absolutely. Like a Rakim, a KRS-One, they would be on my list, but it would be a different type of list, and like some, there's people argue Eminem. I mean, I'm not a big Eminem fan, never have been. But I can see why people would put him on their list. But at the same time, I couldn't put an Eminem and a Rakim on the same list, because I just feel like they're just they're tiered differently, in my opinion. So, like if I had a list like Rakim, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, and just throw any other random old school MC on there, like Chuck D, for example, that list would still be different. It would mean something different to me, because I would have another list of another 5 MCs I would like, like Mos Def and Black Thought and Busta Rhymes. So I mean, I guess it really depends on what type of list you're talking about, and what mood you're in. And what the prerequisites of the said list is. Because I mean, Run DMC might not be on anybody's list, a lot of people's list, but still, that's your first big $1 million act in hip hop. So that's what makes them important. I mean, they were selling out they were selling out arenas and stuff back in the day, and they were really one of the first hip hop acts to really truly do that. But as far as putting them on a tier list, I'm not sure how that list would look like. But then again, I don't know what MC you would argue would be the best out of that group neither, because to me, it's DMC. It's always been DMC, because that's who I could always relate myself to, because I was the nerdy guy with glasses or whatever and stuff, but had a high level of energy and spirit that a lot of people wouldn't know about unless you actually sat and talked to me and stuff, So, I mean, I guess it's just different. I mean, what's your thing? I mean, does it make sense as far as a tier list goes, as far as hip hop goes?
I'm there with you, because I don't think it's fair to compare somebody like Logic or somebody like Eminem to a Run DMC, because the writing styles are completely different, and that's because it evolved from what Run DMC was doing. Without Run DMC, you don't have that evolution where you get the complicated rhymes, the double entendres, the homophones, all the complicated stuff that MCs do now, outside of the mumble rap that we're suffering through right now. But,
mumble rap. Yeah.
So I don't think it's fair to compare because without Rakim especially Rakim, there is no modern hip hop without Rakim. He was like the first to really switch style from. He is the separation from that old school style, like the Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Kid Rock, and then there's everything after Rakim, which is like the NWAs, the Nas, the Jay-Z, and so forth, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's even weirder, like with Lissa, like even when you say people like Jay-Z, you always say Jay-Z or Notorious B.I.G. the Me, or even Tupac. I mean, I respect them all, all great artists, but I'd be hard pressed to put any of them in my top 10 of anything. I mean, I really would be hard pressed, and it's not a knock on any of them. It really isn't. It's just not. I have a hard time putting 10 dope songs together for Jay-Z. I mean, the easiest would probably be Notorious B.I.G. for me. Tupac, I'm just not a West Coast hip hop fan. I've never been. When I think of West Coast hip hop, I think of the Alcoholics, Hieroglyphics, Del Funky Homo Sapien, Souls of Mischief, stuff like that. I've never been like this big, heavy on synthesizer, Dr. Dre Day beats. I just never been, and there's several, and I think when people start talking about hip hop, they feel like they have to paint themselves in a corner and say like, well, I have to like these big names, otherwise I don't. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. You could also be argued that you're like a follower and you just basically just listen to whatever MTV tells you to listen to also. And I like to think about that when I think about like a lot of these other popular artists. I mean, I just don't. I can see the reason why they have their purpose in place, but I don't see the anointing of some of these people, But that's just my opinion, What do I know?
Man, I agree. I'm not gonna get like into too much hate, but I'm not a big Jay-Z fan. I think he's highly overrated. I don't understand why he's like everybody's number one. It doesn't really make sense to me because anytime he has a guest spot on his albums, the guest always outshines him. In my opinion, the internet's gonna come at me, but I just how I feel, and I think Nas is a much better MC, and he doesn't get put in that top 5 like Jay-Z does, which is crazy to me. And I relate to what you were saying about people always going for the popular person who MTV is saying it. I hate going back to this, but Eminem played a huge part in my life. Going back to that, when he first came out, I refused to listen to him because I didn't want to be the white kid who grew up listening to nothing but hip hop, and suddenly this white guy comes out, and I'm going to suddenly jump on his bandwagon because everybody else is.
Well,
but,
see, I don't think
he wins me over, but
yeah.
Wow.
I don't think. I think there's a pocket of people like that, probably. All I think, just being a member of the community myself, is just all I ask is just learn your craft and learn what you're listening to. I mean, there's some people that tell you Eminem's the greatest, but yet they've never listened to one hip hop album outside of Eminem. So how can you possibly tell me? I think where the disconnect comes in terms of Eminem is the people that like myself that's listened to hip hop forever, where I feel like I can have an opinion just because I've listened. I'm like a walking, talking encyclopedia of hip hop, So I feel like I can have an opinion of not liking Eminem that much, and that's fine. It's not like a white thing. Because absolutely love Third Base.
Dude,
that was a badass hip hop group. MC Serch.
He gets a lot of respect.
Yeah, Prime Minister Pete Nice. There's other white rappers out there that I've liked. It's not a thing. It's not a thing against white rappers. It's definitely not that. It's just Eminem is just, I don't like the carnival type of beats and stuff. I don't like that silly carnival type stuff.
I that's fair. I was that guy though. I was like, I don't want to listen to these white guys because I don't want to be that guy. Like I didn't want to be that guy. But there are
I get it, but I think
there are good white rappers now.
Of course there is.
But
But I think what it gets down to sometimes is some people are so praiseworthy of Eminem. It's like almost like a slap in the face that other people's been doing it for like 10,000 years and nobody notices them just because of their skin color.
That's fair. And one of the things I do like about him is I don't know if you saw his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acceptance speech, but he listed off like all of the rappers that influenced him. And I found some new rappers just by watching that speech. Like, I don't know if you've ever listened to the Boogie Monsters.
Yes.
I think Main Source. Like, I found all these people because he listed them off. That's one of the things. He likes the culture. And one of my beefs, and you've heard me rant about this, I can't stand Tom McDonald. I think he is such a poser. I listen to everything. Like if a new hip hop song comes out and everybody's talking about it, I'm jumping on. So I've heard all of Tom McDonald's songs. And the dude had the nerve to say that he started political rap. And that just pissed me off to no end. Like his talent, it's whatever. I respect the man's hustle. He's independent. He makes a lot of money. He does his thing, but I can never take him seriously after hearing that. Like, dude, like if I go get a job at McDonald's, I'm gonna know something about McDonald's before I start working there. Like, you got to know what you're doing, especially if you want to come out and say, I'm not a culture vulture. I'm not. And then you come out and say, I started this political rap thing. Like, well, you didn't, man. You didn't.
See about him making a statement like that already just makes him a culture vulture because he wouldn't even. You would have to acknowledge groups like Public Enemy. You'd have to acknowledge solo artists like Paris. You would also have to even acknowledge NWA and stuff in groups like that. They were true political hip hop artists. I mean, if you can't even acknowledge those people, I mean, I don't even know. It's just a comment in itself. It's kind of just like it's bewildering. How I don't know. I mean, like I said, hip hop's been around 50 years. And hopefully it'll be around another 50 years. What it's going to look and sound like in that time, who knows? But I think it's in trouble in some instances. But I don't know if that's a community thing or a cultural thing or a society thing or what. But I mean, there is some things that makes me kind of concerned, anyways. See where it's at.
Let me get your opinion on this, because a lot of hip hop nowadays, especially on the radio, it sounds the same. And for me, in my opinion, I love Pharrell. I'm not taking anything from Pharrell. I like his beats. I like his music. But there was a time when Pharrell came out that hip hop started to do something that it hadn't really done before. Because in the 90s, you had groups like the Beastie Boys, Cypress Hill, Tupac, a vast variety, Outkast, Public Enemy. They were all on the radio at the same time, sounded very different. When Pharrell came out, everybody wanted that Pharrell beat. So suddenly all the rap tracks started to slowly sound similar because they were all using the same producer. And then the Little John effect also, same thing. Little John comes out, everybody starts wanting, we got to get that Little John beat. So it starts to sound the same to the point where we are now. Kendrick Lamar, Logic, Joyner Lucas, they're the exceptions to the rule. But I wish it would go back to coming out and doing your thing instead of what's the radio's doing, which is something that 80s and 90s hip hop really had going for it.
I don't know. I think with Pharrell it's kind of like hard though, because I think Pharrell, there's like 3 different versions of Pharrell. When you got to drill down there, one is the rocker, two there's the popcorn beat. Everything sounds the damn same, whatever the Despicable Me type sound and stuff is. And then there is like the hip hoppy, the Clips version, because there's a whole different vibes and stuff to him. Because you're talking like that sound, that's like that's a Neptune sound. It's tried and true. But I still think there's several other sounds when you talk about him as well that he does, that he's very effective at. Not necessarily that I like any of them anymore, but he's pretty damn effective,
No, I like Pharrell. That's when I started to kind of notice that was with Pharrell. But it got really bad with Lil Jon, and then like I said, now with all the rappers wanting to mumble. Who do you like that's out now?
Actually, for experimental, I really do like Lil Yachty's album. I know it's funny, but it's not a rap album. It's an experimental type of. It's kind of like the Love Below, like on speed or some crack or some shit. It's just different. It's like a singing R&B type of album, But that's really it. As far as like newer hip hop artists, I'm excited about Common Pete Rock. I listen to that. I'm excited for a new LL Cool J album coming out in September. One of my favorite groups right now. It's not even a hip hop group. It's an Australian like neo soul group. They're called Hiatus Coyote. And they're phenomenal. But I don't know. I just think you get to a certain age where, yes, it's all about hip hop, hip hop for life and all that type of stuff. But you got to delve off into other things and stuff too, especially if you're a beat producer, or you just have like that curiosity of where like people get their samples from, which I do. I love listening to old music, like, oh, that's where they got that sample from, or where they got this, or where they got that. I mean, I have like lists and lists and catalogs upon catalogs of just where songs are sampled from, So between me and my son, I like to say I'm retired. I used to make beats. My son, he's 14. He's a little badass, but I just consult him, now as far as like beats go, because beats is it's a complicated thing, because you could either sound just like everybody else right now, or you can still kind of try and do your own thing. So that's why I try and like instill as far as my son goes. So,
and that Common Pete Rock album. Pete Rock, I'm new to Pete Rock. I never really listened to him and CL Smooth until recently, and that Common album with him is awesome.
Yes. Well, see, I like it. I'm glad that Pete Rock didn't rap that much, because I know him as a producer. He has tried to rap here and there. I don't really care for it that much, but I definitely think it was a good damn album. I mean, does it make you feel like it was 90s hip hop? Like that's how they advertised it? No, I just thought it was generally a good hip hop album. And I think they named it like the Auditorium Volume 1, so maybe we're going to be getting some more from them eventually. I know they're here on tour. Was it next month? September 6th or something like that. They're going to be here in Texas, so I might try and do that. See, because that would be pretty cool to see Common live.
Dude, he is awesome live. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, he's definitely a top 10 MC in my book.
Let's talk underrated rappers.
Well, it depends on what you mean by underrated. Underrated can mean a bunch of different things. You could say, for example, one of the perfect people is Nas, one of the greatest MCs to ever do it, but also outside of his first CD, and there's several others that go up and down the list, the music production wasn't as tight as it should be. There's a bunch of MCs like that. Just think about how many Busta Rhymes albums there are. I mean, Busta Rhymes lyrically is a damn monster. But look at his overall production on like 95% of his albums. They're all garbage as far as music production goes. Another artist that I think is great. I mean, I love Busta Rhymes, but he's another guy that I would have a hard time plucking out 15 songs saying this is like greatest hits album. Because a lot of the beats I just never liked any of the damn beats, And there's several MCs like that. Back in the day, Grand Puba, he was the lead MC for Brand Nubian. Great MC. Came out with his first solo album. I forgot what it was called. But the level of music production was terrible. But he comes out with Grand Puba 2000 or whatever it was called. Album is excellent, and it's all just because consistency as far as production goes. I mean, there's so many MCs out there. It's like we've talked about Rakim having this solo album right now, and I haven't listened to it because I'm kind of reluctant and scared because he produced his whole album, and that just put out red flags to me. I mean, where you have like people like The Alchemist, you got him, you got Madlib. You got all these damn people that can produce like a hip hop track, and you decide if you're the greatest MC of all time, you're just going to go in and have it produced all by you. I wouldn't have did that. Like I said, I don't know how the album sounds, but you would think you would have like a marketing guy would tell you something. It's like, no, you got to have the heavy hitters and stuff if you're going to do this. This is your first album, like in over decades, you know, you think you would come in right. You know, LL Cool J has Q-Tips produced his whole album. See, that makes me more excited about an LL Cool J Q-Tip album producing than a Rakim album produced by himself. You know, and it's not a knock on Rakim at all, because I love him. But shit, man. I mean,
Chat says Big Pun. I've listened to some of the new Rakim album, and it's exactly what you fear. Like, the rapping is fine. It's the production isn't great. The beats aren't fantastic. I haven't been a fan of Rakim's last few solo tracks. It's mainly the production on them. I haven't been super big fans of his albums.
Yeah.
But, I was really hoping, man. I was hoping for this one. But
yeah, see, that's what I'm just gonna be. That's what I knew. I knew I was having a good gut feeling on that, or bad gut feeling. But that's actually that's my cousin there, Tangier Hill. So we'll say hello, cousin. How are you? He said Big Pun there. I like Big Pun, but depends on which version of Big Pun you want to talk about. You want to talk about I don't want to be a player no more. You want to talk about like battle rapper Big Pun that hardly nobody knows about. See, I mean, there's MCs out there that are known for the wrong stuff, and I never really cared about any of these damn love rap albums and stuff. Like, I like Ja Rule when he's talking about murdering people. I didn't give a shit about no damn, what am I gonna do about it, baby? I don't care about any of that crap in the second album.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Ja Rule, especially when he went through his I Want to Be Tupac phase. But yeah, the first album and a half were pretty good. And then Pain is Love is where he kind of lost me.
Man, he was talking about murder. That's what it was all about. You know, back in the streets. I'm just kidding about streets. I have absolutely zero street life. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, my cousin, he could attest just for where we grew up. We grew up in a small town called Beloit, Wisconsin. And going to get hip hop would be an experience. One that did not play hip hop on the radio when I grew up as a kid. Which to some now they would probably be, oh, really? That sounds shocking, but no, it's a true fact. If there was a hip hop song on the radio, it was highly edited. We could not go to like regular Music Land and buy an album, you know, a hip hop album. We would have to go downtown to like Rockford, like the next town over, to the record shop to pick up different records and stuff, because they would not have everything at the Music Land. You're talking like bare bones hip hop. Might have an LL Cool J and a Cool Modi and a Run DMC. Outside of that, you're not getting much of anything else at Music Land. For example, I couldn't get a Gangstar album at Music Land back in the day. I remember one time having a debate on buying a new EPMD album or who was a Gangstar album, and all I had was $10. I had a choice to buy either one, and I sat there for 3 hours deciding on which one I wanted to buy and which one I wanted to listen to have like 7 more days more of listening value than the other one. So, I mean, I ended up buying the Gangstar album, which I was not disappointed, because at that time, even though EPMD was my favorite hip hop group at the time, but I didn't regret the choice. I mean, granted, it was still like 7 days longer I had to wait, but there's a lot of moments like that, you know, growing up in a situation where it's like hip hop and just even sometimes to some extent Black culture just being still, even the 80s, something so damn foreign. I mean, you couldn't, we couldn't go to the Beloit Prairie Cinema and go see Boys in the Hood at the movie theater like that. The only thing we could see, if Eddie Murphy's in the movie, we could see it there. But anything else outside of Eddie Murphy that was Black, you would have to drill down. You had to go to Rockford to go see it.
Oh, dude, I went and saw, I got the hookup at theaters. I had to track that down. Yes, I used to listen to Master P. He's not great, but
yeah.
I had to find that movie. I had to track it down.
Well, we all make mistakes when it comes to Master P and stuff. Just don't know. And you know, you can go ahead and mute that part out on this show right here. Nobody ever here to hear that shit again. I'm just playing.
But dude, I remember being in Texas and going. Scarface just released a single, "Smile," and I went to a store in Texas to pick that up. And I got a lecture from the guy behind the counter about how I shouldn't be listening to that music. And I'm just like, let me get my CD so I can get out of here. Like, my dad doesn't care. He's right there.
Did he say, I tell you what? Did he say dang gum a couple of times?
Probably. I don't remember that. I just remember him like
You
telling me
can't,
why I couldn't listen to it.
you can't be listening to the dang gum Scarface with the smiles. Dang gum it.
Damn Texans. Just kidding.
No, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it was having a love for a culture and a creative things, like as far as like musically, and then not be able to go to like a regular store at the time to get that kind of stuff. It really, really sucked. It just makes you just feel weird. Just imagine and stuff. Most Def got a new album coming out, but you can't listen to the album and stuff. Yes, yeah, even though you got like all the social media and stuff, you can't do that to listen to that album. But we're going to prevent you from listening where you got to take all these extra steps to listen. I mean, that's how it was back in the day. It was just really, really dumb. But
I was lucky. We had a flea market here that sold. I miss mixtapes. We had a flea market here that sold mixtapes, so I could just go down there and pick up some mixtapes and stuff. So I never really had that problem of it not being available, but I can see how that would suck.
No, it wasn't fun at all. It really, really wasn't. But I mean, then again, it's like a culture where there's a lot of people that look like me, is my age, that embraces like a lot of different things from the '80s, like a lot of the rock music, a lot of the TV shows, a lot of the stuff. Because I mean, literally, that's all we had. We couldn't. What we wanted to listen to, we couldn't go to the store and buy and listen to right away. So we were stuck listening to Styx and damn, which I mean, I like Styx. I mean, Mr. Robato's a badass song, but we're just stuck listening to like a bunch of that stuff, So, I mean, would I be different now if I could listen to all the things I wanted to listen to back then and stuff? I probably not. I'd probably still be the same person, but still, there was like a lot of damn restrictions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just even like when we write our journals and stuff in school and stuff, there'd always be the kid, someone would request like a rap song. Oh God, rap is crap, blah, blah, blah. It's always the same shit every damn day. I was like, okay.
Oh, dude, I had that when I first got to high school. They had a marching band dance, and what song did I request? It was maybe it was the Space Jam song from Space Jam, and they're like, we don't play rap, and I'm like, what? You don't play hip hop? And then finally, Big Willie Style came out, and that's when it started to like kind of get into my school a little bit, and they started to play and become more like accepting of it. But dude, I remember that too. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, I remember getting sent home from wearing a Public Enemy Fear of a Black Planet t-shirt. That was fun. But I mean, I guess I see it just getting where the town I grew up in and stuff. Because I swear, damn, it's just back then, yeah, there wasn't a lot of community. Well, I guess there was a lot. That was in Beloit, but in the small town I lived in, no, there really wasn't. So see, yeah, even Tander, he's verifying my stories and stuff. See, we collaborated perfectly. They'll never be on to us, Tan, ever.
I had a friend who got kicked out of school for wearing the exact same shirt.
Which one? Which shirt was it?
The Fear of the Black Planet shirt.
Oh, you wore it too?
No, I didn't. I had a friend who did.
Okay.
I probably would have though. I wore like FUBU and stuff. I wore a lot of things that I know weren't for me because I didn't know any different. But I was. They
were. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that Fear of a Black Planet album. I mean, it's like some revolutionary stuff back then.
Oh, dude, it's great. I saw them live when I was in 8th grade. They headlined with Cypress Hill, and Busta Rhymes was one of their opening acts. It was a great show.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, just the funny thing about the album, people complain about the album. Like, oh my God, is this? I mean, it didn't send people like me or anything like that into like a state of revolution. All it was just it made us aware, knowing that our feelings about certain things wasn't nonsense, and And the way these people are treating you, they're treating you is because of what you look like and not and how you are. It just made, I think for me, it made me just more self-aware, of what's going on and stuff,
What's up, Cal? What's up, buddy? I think I just liked hearing the different perspectives on a world that I didn't know anything about when I was listening to it. But
Yeah.
Your other passion is movies, obviously, because you talk about it a lot on your channel. So, what got you into being a film lover?
Escapism. Just you only can play with toys and do all that stuff so long. You need to relax, and how I relax. So it's like I was watching movies. Just a lot of movies, a lot of Saturday night film and stuff. I don't know about other areas, but we would always have like these little goofy programs. They show scary TV at night or whatever, and there'd be some host. So I watched out with my grandparents. I don't know. It's just I just love how people can visualize something in their brain and show how they artistically how they want to present it, for everyone else to see. It's always been fascinating to me. How someone can capture, whether it's an emotion or a moment, that they can capture on film and just do all the right key things to do to make it perfect and stuff. To me, I just think it's just a wonderful thing.
You like a variety of movies. You got some favorites?
It really depends on mood. Like to me, Psycho is always been my top 5.
Have you seen Psycho 2?
Yes, Psycho 2 is highly underrated.
Very underrated.
I think that they probably introduced it into the series way too long. It was like almost like 2 decades before that one came out. So they probably waited too long for that. Still a big fan of the original Halloween, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Matrix, of course, all the Star Wars movies, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. Django Unchained is one of my favorite movies of all time, because I've never seen a movie it's basically a love story built around so much damn violence or whatever. So, it was just pretty damn cool. But as far as movie reviews go, I watch people on YouTube like everybody else. Everybody got their opinions. I feel like their opinions no better than mine, so I figure I'm going to share all my opinions out on the interwebs a little bit and just see how it goes.
Nice. Toyologist, guys, go check him out on Whatnot. He sells movies. He's actually my movie guy. Got tickets to see Deadpool. I cannot wait to see Deadpool. I'm stoked.
I'm excited. Let me describe myself of what I am with Deadpool. Do I like Deadpool? Yes. Am I one that's gonna am I like a nut job over Deadpool? No. Do I like his movies? Yes. Do I rate them above like the Marvel stuff? Absolutely not. Endgame, Infinity War, Thor Ragnarok, even the first Black Panther. I don't see Deadpool touching any of those movies. But I'm really, really curious to see what they do in terms of the multiverse, because I think they've made some key errors and stuff within the last few years where there's they probably created more plot holes than what they intended to do. So I'm hoping they use this movie to kind of fix some things and just kind of let wherever it is at that point, just keep on going. Because I just think they've made Marvel's made some key mistakes. I'm not 100% sure if it's because of an influx of movies and TV shows. It's like everywhere you turn, it's like another movie or a TV show. I don't know if it's that really.
I'm sure it is. So Bob Iger left shortly around the time that Endgame was coming out. So when he left, the guy that ran their theme parks took over, and he told Kevin Feige, start pushing stuff out. So they were under a mandate to just put stuff out as fast as possible. That guy has been let go as CEO. Bob Iger came back, and he's like, no. So slow down. We need to go back to what made us good, quality over quantity. And Deadpool falls under the old regime, but I still have hopes that I think Captain America is the first movie we get with the mandate, even though I think it started filming prior, but they've done so many reshoots with Captain America 4.
Yeah,
And
but the trailer actually has me excited. I mean,
yeah, me too.
the trailer looked pretty. I was pretty impressed, actually. Actually, I'm going even way before that. I'm going. I think Chadwick Boseman is like one of the biggest things to hurt Marvel, because you had your guy. I mean, you give up. You're letting Robert Downey Jr. go. You're letting Christopher Evans go. You know, they're like the main characters set up. You know, with Captain America and Iron Man. And I think that you could have had that transition with Spider-Man and with having Chadwick Boseman still alive playing Black Panther. I think him not having that couple other people you could transition to the newer characters of the new Marvel. I think not having those characters there I think it hurt Marvel.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. I like Black Panther too. I liked it a lot. It packed an emotional punch, and I can't answer the question. Like, people have asked me, like, if Chadwick hadn't died, would you still enjoy that movie? It's hard to answer, because if Chadwick hadn't died, I wouldn't have had that movie. But as somebody it's happened, I'm watching this movie. Angela Bassett's given the career performance of a lifetime in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall it kind of hurt a little bit, because I think he was supposed to be the guy, because Chris Evans is out, Robert Downey Jr. is out. Who's the big star that's left? Chadwick Boseman. And I think when he died, they're like, oh, we don't know who our main
I think
guys would be now.
I mean, I think that set up a very big gap. I think there's like lots of misentertainment or misadvertisement throughout there. I mean, Far From Home, yes, it was great. But after you take away the appearances of all the Spider-Men and stuff, you look past that, what else you got left really in a movie? I mean, you don't really have much anything, do you? I mean, you got the travesty. I love the original Doctor Strange so damn much. I mean, that's another guy. Too. That's kind of, I thought, would have filled in more of that Iron Man type of role too, but for whatever reason it didn't work. But the second Doctor Strange, I just feel like I was advertised something, but I didn't get any of the stuff that I was advertised, if that makes any sense.
It didn't do a good job of feeling like a continuation of Spider-Man. I everything that's come out in Phase 4 minus the Eternals, at worst, I've thought has been fun. But I agree with you. Like, yeah, it wasn't as good as it could have been. I just wish it had been better, especially since WandaVision I thought was so good.
Yeah, WandaVision was really, really fun. I just think that what my expectation of the what the multiverse was going to look like, I thought it was going to be more. I didn't think it was going to be like a 3-minute, like, you know, let's go through this as quickly as we possibly can to see whatever places look like, you know, and it just didn't work. And then you got the Ant-Man movie, just too damn ambitious for a street level superhero and stuff. I mean, you could have gave us another heist movie. I think that everybody would have been completely fine with that. You know, introducing the elements of like that grand scale and with that franchise, it just seemed like it just didn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, you know? and losing Jonathan Majors also has hurt Marvel.
That. Yep, that did mess. I mean,
because they went all in on Jonathan Majors. Like, the end of Ant-Man, it's like, this guy is our guy. And I don't know, have you seen Loki season 2 yet?
Yes, that was excellent.
Very good. There's some great stuff in Phase 4, but yeah, Jonathan Majors is such a good actor. Oh, why?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just, we're also at that point, like, if you're a comic book guy or even a quasi comic book guy, you know Kang the Conqueror is badass. Gen Pop's not going to necessarily know that. Gen Pop's going to be still familiar with some of these other villains like Doctor Doom and whatnot, which you would think Doctor Doom would already done showed up in this new MCU. He is, I mean, hell, he's a bigger villain than Thanos. So,
from what I'm hearing, that's kind of what they're pivoting to since all the Kang stuff happened. But
yeah, but I mean, not to take away from Kang though. I just think, marketing wise, Kang probably wasn't the best choice for right now.
I agree. I do too, Sal. like I said, the worst Marvel movie I have fun at, minus the Eternals. I hated that movie. I hated everything about that movie. Uh, wasn't long enough. The story was a mess. But everything else, I mean, for the most part, I've enjoyed.
I actually saw the Marvels with a bunch of kids, and I actually enjoyed myself.
I loved the Marvels.
I mean,
Marvel was so much fun.
Daryl was like, "Oh, that movie's." I'm like, I sat with a bunch of people laughing, families all happy and stuff. So it was. I mean, sometimes that's all you need for that movie. It might not be. It might not be what weight you hold on your shoulders or what's in your head when you go to that movie theater. It might just be like the other things are like placed around you, whether it's the happy family, you know, or just I mean, it's just a whole bunch of different vibes and stuff when you go to the movie theater.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
the Ms. Marvel show was one of my favorites. So getting to see that story continue, the Marvels and I'm gonna say Ant-Man, they felt like comic books and not necessarily. I don't know why we hold these comic book movies now to such a high regard where they have to be like in game every time. It's okay to have
that's a big problem too. When you
like
when
the
you
Marvels,
have,
it's okay. We don't need the Dark Knight every time you go out to make a movie. Like sometimes we just want to have something fun.
Yeah, Dark Knight. Yeah, Dark Knight still is probably still that's my favorite superhero trilogy, still hands down, because Avengers is technically not a trilogy. That's 4 movies. Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, very, very good. Still not Dark Knight. What makes Dark Knight as great is that you can take away all the comic books out of that movie, just have it with some regular people, and it still be a great movie all the way across the board.
1000%, absolutely.
So
the good detective movies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's one of the things I liked about the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson was that he got a chance to be the detective, which is something that's missing from Batman movies up to Christopher Nolan. Was we didn't really get the detective. We got it a little bit with Ben Affleck's Batman. He got a bump deal.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Christian Bale to me is still that's my favorite Batman, but Affleck, talking about someone looking like they just got peeled out of a damn comic book and stuff. That was Bruce Wayne and Batman there. That was Return of the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Returns Batman right there. So yeah, he got a raw deal. The newer Batman liked it, thought it was like about 45 minutes, still too long.
Dude, it was 4 hours. It was a long freaking
That
movie.
was a long day. I mean, I'm like, well, if I've already solved the crime in the first hour and a half, there's no need for the movie to continue after that point anymore.
That's wild to me that people hate that one.
It kept on adding, just like, okay, he solved it. He's sitting there right in the room. Everything makes sense. Oh, shit. All of a sudden, you forgot you have these fancy glasses on, too. You ain't talked to a Catwoman in a while. I'm like, shit.
The Riddler in that movie was awesome.
Yes. Well, that's how. I mean, I just don't know how much more of that Batman universe we're going to see. With the James Gunn thing, which I'm very excited for James Gunn. And James Gunn. When I think of James Gunn, I think of a guy that could give me a description of the most least interesting person in a room, then all of a sudden I'm interested.
Yeah.
That's James Gunn.
James Gunn, in my opinion, hasn't made a bad movie yet. So his Superman that's coming out next year, can't wait.
I only got a few reservations about the costume, but that's everybody. I mean, people are going to complain about that costume until it's actually worn with all the special effects and everything they have with the movie. I'm optimistic and stuff. I hope it goes well. And I just hope they're not introducing too many characters. This seems like, to me, that's like a preset universe already. So I just don't know how it's going to work having like all these random superheroes walking around town and stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The thing that keeps me kind of optimistic about it is he made Guardians, which had a lot of characters in it as well.
Yes.
So we know James Gunn can juggle the characters. But yeah, you're right, because Green Lantern is in there, which Nathan Fillion is playing. I'm super stoked about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of characters in it.
I mean, I just don't know how it works. But see, that's the thing. I guess it's a world we've never seen before, because we've always been accustomed to the Superman. He's here, and Okay, and all of a sudden, I started noticing like these other people got these superhero abilities and stuff, but this is the first time where we're kind of in it, you know. So, I mean, we'll see.
Before I let you go, man, what's your most anticipated movie for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year,
Yeah.
see, it's weird because it's like, to me, it's like my most anticipated, but still the most overrated. Because I'm just curious of this Deadpool, just to see what they do with it. I just want to see. I want to see if Blade shows up. You know, it's like I want to see what they do, like cameo wise. But as far as the rest of this year, I mean, I want to see Cuckoo. That's like next month, I think. There's really nothing I'm thinking about that's coming out like in the winter, like December, that I must see.
Mine is Trap, which I'm glutton for punishment because it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and it's the first M. Night Shyamalan movie I've been excited for since Glass, and Glass really let me down.
Wow. See, that's okay. So, have you watched both trailers?
Yes.
Okay, because see, when I saw the first trailer, I was not interested in it at all. The second trailer helped a lot.
The second trailer is what made me like. I posted a review of the trailer, and I'm like, I'm glutton for punishment. I'm gonna be so disappointed. I know I'm gonna be disappointed because M. Night Shyamalan has done nothing but let me down whenever I'm excited to see his movies. When I'm not excited to see his movies, like the Visit and Split, they end up being pretty good movies. And then Glass comes out and it crushes your soul.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like I said, it was like you know what you're paying for. You know it's going to be something crazy is going to happen at the end. But they seem to like to be too far into the shit. So what's this going to be? That's going to be really, really bad. I mean, what is he doing? You know. And they show a little more footage in the second one, and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I guess I will be watching this because I mean, I did not like that first trailer at all. You know, it just didn't do anything for me. So
I'm just surprised he's still considered like a big event director because he's so polarizing. But I think you're going to get what you wanted in Doctor Strange with Deadpool and Wolverine at the very least.
I hope so. I would just kind of like to see Blade one last time before they mess up this. I'm excited for a new Blade movie without Wesley Snipes in it. But
dude, Mahershala Ali though, he is a freaking hell of an actor.
Yeah, but Wesley Snipes, he could literally put boot to ass. So I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it would be so poetic if Wesley Snipes is in Deadpool, just because of him and Ryan Reynolds' arguments and just awkwardness during Blade Trinity. To see them come together in this movie would just be full circle, and I would love every second of it.
Yeah, Blade Trinity, that was a mess, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody left that movie and wasn't like, this guy needs to play Deadpool, then that's the only thing to take out of that movie is it was like Ryan Reynolds' audition to play Deadpool.
Really? Well,
I mean, he's essentially the character.
We'll see. The thing is messed up and stuff. Just think about the first version of Deadpool you got then, with his mouth all sealed up and everything. This is what you got.
Dude, I was so mad. I'm like, because I've been a Ryan Reynolds fan even through his awful movies in the 2000s, and I'm like, you cast this guy who's known for his quips, and you sewed his mouth shut at the end. Oh, so stupid.
If I was rebooting, if I had money to rewrite and reboot Vacation, I would money whip the shit out of Ryan Williams to be my Clark W. Griswold.
Dude, that would be awesome.
He would be perfect.
You know what I think they should have done with the new Vacation when they did the reboot and they had it about his son? I think it would have been funny if they had brought on all four actors that have played the son in all four movies and just every quarter of the movie just switch them out without any acknowledgement of it. It's just suddenly Rusty is played by the actor from Christmas Vacation and then the actor from Vegas Vacation. I thought it'd been a funny gag.
That would have been genius, but nobody's. I mean, that's what you get for not hiring a Zucker brother to direct your movie. I mean, they always get the side gags and everything, right?
Two of the Rusties is Johnny Galecki and Anthony Michael Hall. So I mean, they're two names. would have been fantastic. But Troy, where can everybody find you online?
Oh, you can find me, just search on YouTube for Troy Hill Talks. I believe I got a link somewhere around over in here. Also also on Twitter. I'm Troy Hill. TikTok, I'm Troy Hill. That's basically the way to find me. I'm still new to said things. I don't know if I like being found just yet.
Dude, you're killing it. Everybody go check out his reviews. You guys can like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Appreciate it.
Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.